support over the earth has made it all possible for us to live a lifestyle with it. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I love you. We love you. There's no need for a doctor to tell me. That farewell performance was something I insisted on doing. I don't want to disappear silently. I have to say goodbye in person.
Ozzy Osbourne's eternal whisper, Sharon's heartbreaking farewell. Prologue, the quiet that follows the loudest man in rock. The Osbourne home is hushed. Once its walls shook with laughter, with music, with chaos. Now every creak of the old floorboards feels like an echo of a life that's passed through it. A life larger than any stage could hold. The Prince of Darkness, the man who once screamed to the heavens and shook stadiums with his voice, is gone. But in that silence, Sharon Osbourne found a voice she wasn't ready to hear. Ozzy's final whisper. The letter that broke her heart. It started with a simple act, a quiet walk to the studio at the far end of the house, a place Sharon had avoided since that night. Inside, the smell of wood, old amplifiers, and faded leather jackets lingered. On the wall, guitars that had traveled the world hung silently, like soldiers who'd fought their last battle. At the corner of his desk, a drawer clicked open. Beneath a layer of set lists, scribbled lyrics, and a cracked pair of reading glasses, she found it. A handwritten letter. A small, intimate keepsake from the early days of their love. The letter, marked only "For my love," read, "I never knew how to say goodbye, so I'm saying I love you one more time." Sharon read the words once, then again, her tears dropping onto the paper like ink. The keepsake inside, never publicly revealed, was said to be from their very first date. When Sharon held it, a lifetime of memories hit her all at once. The smoky bars of 1970s Birmingham, when she first watched him perform the hotel rooms and tour buses, where they built a love story in the shadows of fame. The kitchen dances, the quietest moments, where Ozzy would hum just for her. It was like he'd reached across decades and said, "I remember everything," said a close friend. The family's first goodbye days later, the family gathered by the fireplace. Jack, Kelly, grandchildren, and a few lifelong friends stood in a circle. Sharon's hands trembled as she held the letter. Her voice cracked. "He knew I couldn't say goodbye, so he said it for me." When she read the note aloud, no one spoke. Even the house seemed to listen. Jack stared into the flames. Kelly wept silently. A friend whispered later. The silence in that room was heavier than any words. It was like Ozzy was there, just listening with them. The vault nobody knew existed. Weeks later, grief turned into a ritual of sorting and cleaning. Jack and a trusted studio technician dismantled the studio, touching everything like it was made of glass. Then, a click. Behind an old soundproofing panel was a hidden compartment. Inside, handwritten letters spanning decades. Notebooks full of scribbled song lyrics and reflections, a box labeled "After I'm Gone," a hard drive of private recordings. The letters ranged from funny to devastating. One read, "Love, don't let the world take the best of you. Save it for yourself and for me when I'm waiting for you." Sharon held each note like it was fragile glass. Some she read once, others she couldn't finish. A close friend said, one letter made her gasp and cover her mouth. She whispered, "I thought he forgot about this. I thought it was gone forever." Ozzy's final voice. The encrypted hard drive was the most haunting discovery. Inside were audio files with names like Sunday Thoughts, Her Voice, Final Thought. In one recording, Ozzy sighed and said, "People loved the part of me that screamed. But Sharon, she loved the part I buried." Another whispered, "I'm not afraid to die. I'm afraid to leave her alone." The last recording ended with the words that now live above Sharon's fireplace. "If this is the last time you hear me, know that I live because of you. I screamed for the world, but I whispered for you." Fans turned grief into global tribute. When news of the vault spread, the world answered his whisper. In Birmingham, thousands filled the streets, lighting candles and blasting Black Sabbath from old radios. In Los Angeles, a massive mural appeared overnight. Ozzy in black and white, reaching towards Sharon with "Always Yours" painted in crimson. In Tokyo, fans covered a record store wall with hundreds of handwritten notes starting with, "You saved me when..." In Brazil, a 24-hour Ozzy marathon played his music from dusk till dawn. Fans sitting in silence, some weeping, some singing. One note left outside the Osbourne estate read, "He screamed for us. Now we whisper for him." A love story stronger than fame. Through all the chaos, the scandals, the near-death moments, the addictions, the world tours, Sharon never left his side. Ozzy's private words, letters, and songs told the story of a man who found salvation in one woman. "He was the loudest man in the world," Sharon told a friend. "And yet in the end, he whispered." The world waits for the whisper to be shared. Executives offer millions for the unreleased songs. Fans beg for a tribute concert. Museums want an exhibit for the letters and audio. But Sharon says only, "This isn't a product. This is my husband." One day, she promises, the world may hear Ozzy's last whispers, but for now the vault remains hers alone. The eternal echo across the globe, fans continue to honor him. Murals in Mexico City, candlelight vigils in Manchester, tattoo tributes in New York and Berlin. Mental health groups even use his lyrics in therapy sessions, reminding people he carried the dark and still made light for others. Epilogue, the whisper that outlived the scream. In the end, Ozzy didn't leave with thunder. He didn't leave with chaos. He left with a letter, a whisper, a love story louder than any stage. "Ozzy may be gone," a friend said, leaving a private ceremony, "but what he left behind is louder than anything he ever screamed on stage." And somewhere, in the quietest corner of the Osbourne home, Sharon listens to his voice and whispers back, "I hear you, love. Always."